I think we have everyone here ready to go on this morning, on this warm morning. I think we're kicking off this opening day on the coldest day that we've had here in Arizona. So what better day to kick it off here in Arizona, this opening day, and this on this cold day, this cold morning. So let's kick it off with a bang. And so thank you all very much for being here and on this special occasion, opening day 2024. It's a special day not only for us as caucus members of this beautiful Arizona, but for all of you and for all of Arizonans. It's a momentous day. It's a momentous day because there's a lot of momentum for all Democrats, and we're proud to serve every Democrat of this beautiful state. And we will be doing that with a smile and with a tremendous fight, because they put us here, and we're proud for everything that they've instilled in each and every one of us. So thank you very much. So with that, good morning. I am House Democratic Leader Lupe Contreras. I'm here today with Senate Democratic Leader Mitzi Epstein and our Democratic caucus members to present our 2024 Joint Leadership Legislative Priorities. Later today, we're looking forward to hearing Governor Hobbs deliver her second State of the State address, where she will lay out her vision for our state 2024. Our members have been working together and with Governor Hobbs throughout the interim. We have come together to set the policy priorities that will make a vision a reality and make our state a better place to live for all of Arizonans. As leader, I am proud of the work that our members have done this year. The strength of our House and Senate Democratic caucus is a diversity. The folks on the other side have tried to turn this word into a dirty word, diversity. But this means something to us, to our members representing the indigenous nations and all of our tribes. It means something to us and to our communities that we serve, that we have proud union members, working people, teachers, doctors, first responders, small business owners, public health professionals, and community leaders from all demographics and from all corners of our state. I was born and raised in our community, and we were born and raised in the communities that we serve. This is the type of connection that we have with our community members. These priorities reflect the diversity. They reflect the focus of every Arizonan an opportunity. These priorities reflect the diversity. They reflect our focus on giving every Arizonan the opportunity to get a quality education, to succeed and live in a safe, healthy communities. Together, we can also provide a hands up to those in need, and we can fight like hell to protect the rights and your freedoms regardless of who you are, where you live, and who you love. And with that, I want to turn it over to Leader Epstein for an overview of our priorities. Leader Epstein.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Hello, and thank you to everybody. I'm down here. There we go. Thank you to all of you, all the reporters and all our members of the community who are here to join us in this very important day. So, as Leader Contreras mentioned, today we mark the work of all of the members of our caucus who have worked very hard, and for years, this is the moment in time that marks work of Democrats over many years. So we also salute all of our past members who've gotten us to this point. So we are ushering in a new era of collaboration. We are bucking the long history of legislators working in silos. Today, we are unveiling the results of legislators working together. We established 3 work groups that have met during the interim to share knowledge and ideas before the bills are written. What a unique idea. It's a new process, so it's not perfect, but the results are nonetheless impressive, leading to packages of bills that work together to help Arizonans. For the first time ever, to my knowledge, the Joint Democratic Caucuses have worked together to make a list of specific policies that are our top priorities to make life better in Arizona, to keep our bright Arizona even brighter. Our state has hit a tipping point. After 6 decades of Republican legislative control, Our budget is tipping over and falling down. Republicans have failed to address our basic responsibilities. Instead, they have wasted time and money on banning books, spreading conspiracy theories, and record-making lawsuit making. Their failures have left Arizonans struggling. We are not promising pipe dreams about changing the price of gas as though there is a magic wand for that. And in fact, we've all seen the price of gas is already on its way down. From $3.44 a year ago to $3.28 now, it dropped 10 cents last week, so we know what's really going on. My Democratic colleagues and I are not offering pipe dreams. Your joint Senate and House Democratic caucuses are grounded in reality and ready to govern for all Arizonans, and our work is focused on your priorities. We know what the cost of living means to you. The cost of childcare, housing, prescription medicines. We have policies that will directly help you with childcare, rent, and prescription medicines. Every child deserves a great education, not just those in wealthy zip codes. You deserve the right to choose your health care and your place to live so that you can live in any zip code. Senator Marsh and Rep. De Los Santos have managed the process to define our specific list of policies, and they will tell you about our plans for a strong economy, including help with childcare, rent, and prescription medicines. They will outline our plans for schools, water, your voting rights, and safety. But first, I will describe 3 specific policies on your right to privacy. We are committed to repealing Arizona's draconian Civil War era total ban on abortion. Pregnant Arizonans deserve safety and financial security. We oppose efforts to criminalize healthcare and oppose putting women and doctors in prison. We are also committed to repealing Arizona's abortion reporting law. Some of you may not be aware of this, but their ARS 362161 requires the government to collect and publish each year individuals' deeply personal decisions to have an abortion. It requires things like a woman's age, race, marital status, and a long list of very invasive things on a public report. It is Big Brother Republicans getting in our lives, and we know it's time to repeal that and put a stop to that. We are committed to ensuring the right to contraception for all people. And a bonus, I said 3, but there's one more. Our caucus successfully expanded health care for children in the budget passed last year, and we are excited to renew that again by working to expand kids care to more Arizona children. Woo! Overall, we remain dedicated to fighting. Leader Contreras talked about that, fighting for policies that make reality better and tackle the rising cost of living. We are committed to practical and sensible solutions and being fiscally responsible. Next up, we have Senator Christine Marsh from LD4 to lay out our educational plans for Arizona.
Good morning, everybody. As the ranking Democrat on the Senate Education Committee, I am excited to announce our educational priorities that I know will improve educational safety and success for students in my classroom and for every student across Arizona. We all know that the majority party has allowed the cost of ESA vouchers to balloon to nearly $1 billion when they originally assured us that it would save the state money. Republican leadership has lost the ability to claim that they are the champions of fiscal responsibility, as they have ushered in a runaway program and ballooned the deficit beyond what taxpayers can handle. Outside the issue of cost, however, the current ESA voucher program has dangerous blind spots that won't keep our students safe and successful, and adds to the burdens of parents who are already overwhelmed. Over the past several months, we have worked with education stakeholders and the governor to put forward a plan to implement a number of provisions that will ensure students are protected and successful regardless of where they are being educated. The following provisions are included in the ESA Omnibus Bill. Number 1, increasing student safety. Just like public schools, educators at private schools that receive taxpayer dollars would be required to pass a fingerprint background check in order to provide instruction to ESA students. This very common sense measure ensures a safe learning environment for every student. My colleagues across the aisle will claim that most private schools already require fingerprint background checks. Most, though, is not all. And parents deserve to have the peace of mind that their children are safe for 180 days a year that they are in the care of other adults. Number 2, protecting the rights for students with disabilities. This requires private schools to provide accommodations and services in accordance with an ESA student's individualized learning plan or Section 504 plan. It should not be an added burden for parents to fight with their schools for their student to be taught in the manner that best suits them. Number 3, requiring accountability for taxpayer dollars. This requires manual approval of purchases over $500 to ensure that the purchases are utilized for an academic purpose and are not luxury items. Number 4, expanding the Auditor General authority. This provision creates audit authority for the Auditor General to monitor and report on how ESA voucher money is spent by private schools. This critical oversight mirrors practices at public schools. The Auditor General already audits public schools to safeguard public dollars. The same should be done in private schools. Number 5, prohibiting price gouging. This would stop private schools receiving taxpayer dollars from hiking the cost of tuition and fees at a rate that is higher than inflation. Number 6, raising educational standards. This requires private schools receiving taxpayer dollars to have minimum instruction requirements for classroom educators that provide instruction to ESA students. Number 7, establishing program transparency. This requires the Department of Education to disclose the parental and student rights that are relinquished when leaving a public school system for the ESA voucher program and report graduation and chronic absenteeism rates. I am confident that these common sense provisions will create some deeply needed transparency and accountability within the ESA program. Our commitment to high quality, safe education for all Arizona students is unwavering. We know that a big part of a successful education starts with student health, which is why our caucus is also committed to investing in free school meals for every student that needs them. It really is simple. Our young people are watching what we do and relying on us to be the adults in the room. Democrats are diligently working to ensure that Arizona's children are supported from the moment they are born. Early investment delivers long-term success, and we are excited to get this session started off on the right foot for the young people of Arizona. Thank you, everybody, for being here today as we kick off this new legislative season, and I now have the honor to hand it over to Assistant Leader De Los Santos to close us out. Thank you.
Good morning, buenos dias, everybody. Thank you, Senator Marsh. I'm Representative Oscar De Los Santos, Assistant Leader of the Arizona House Democrats. I'd like to walk us through the final key priorities that Democrats are laying out today: affordability, water, and freedom. Let's start with Democrats' plans to lower costs for all Arizonans. The fact is that too many Arizona families are struggling to make ends meet. We hear you and we feel your pain. That's why Democrats will be introducing legislation to make Arizona affordable for all. In the coming days, we'll be introducing a plan to make childcare more affordable and accessible for Arizona's working class and middle class families. Our plan will help ensure that families have the freedom to stay in or return to the labor force while their children are put on the path to success in education, in the economy, and in life. We will also work to lower the cost of life-saving prescription drugs. Arizona families should never have to choose between paying for their medications or paying for their bills. That's why Democrats will introduce legislation to ensure that prescription drugs sold in Arizona do not exceed the maximum fair price set for Medicare under the Inflation Reduction Act. And because we value and support Arizona families, we will continue our push for large employers to offer paid family and medical leave for their employees. Our plan is simple. It'll give Arizona families the freedom to care for a new baby, for a loved one, or for themselves when they're facing a serious health condition without sacrificing economic security. Now, today, there's potentially no bigger affordability issue than housing. I want to applaud the members of our bicameral housing work group for continuing to push for creative and workable solutions to address our ongoing affordable housing crisis. Middle-class families in Arizona work hard for the opportunity for a safe and affordable place to call home. But too many families and workers who serve our communities, teachers, firefighters, nurses, cannot find homes that they can afford. That's why Democrats will introduce a first-time homeowner assistance plan to help more Arizonans achieve the American dream of homeownership. We will also take on the artificial inflation of housing costs by introducing legislation to stop corporate landlords from dominating the housing market and price gouging. And as we work to increase and diversify our housing supply, we will also work to strengthen anti-discrimination laws to help ensure that veterans, people with disabilities, and all Arizonans can access housing. Next up, water. Newsflash, we live in a desert. Our water is our future, and it is also a policy area with potential for strong bipartisan agreement, but only if we're willing to put politics aside. We must protect Arizona's water by updating the Groundwater Management Act. Rural communities are crying out for this legislature to take action to help them protect their water. Let me be clear, Democrats are ready to act. We'll also be working on legislation to help ensure that all Arizonans, no matter the color of our skin or how much money we make, have water in our homes, schools, and businesses that is free from harmful toxins. And finally, Democrats are united in protecting your freedom and securing a better future for all Arizonans. In the coming days, Democrats will introduce the Equality and Fairness for All Act, which will give LGBT Arizonans the freedom to earn a living and provide a home for their families without fear of harassment or discrimination. As Leader Contreras stated, our caucus is honored to have all of the members of the Indigenous Peoples Caucus and to serve Arizona's 22 federally recognized tribes. We will continue our work for tribal nations, and that work begins this week when the Governor's Office on Tribal Relations goes before legislative review for renewal. This is a vital hub for connection and resources for Arizona's tribal nations. And today, Democrats are proud to announce our full support for its full renewal. It is no secret that some extremist Republican politicians who did not like the results of the past 2 elections are attempting to rip away your freedom to vote. To the insurrectionists, hell no. In response, Democrats will introduce a voting Bill of Rights package to protect our democratic republic from their assaults. We will work to expand ballot access in rural and tribal areas and to people with disabilities, to create an automatic voter registration system, to restore the permanent early voter list, and to protect voters and poll workers from intimidation. And finally, it is time for Arizona's Republican politicians to find the courage to stand up to the powerful gun lobby and pass common sense measures to prevent the public health crisis of gun violence. Today marks the 13th anniversary of the deadly shooting that injured Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, our former Representative Daniel Hernandez, and that also left 6 people dead and more than a dozen wounded. Enough is enough. It is time to enact legislation to require safe storage for guns, to allow pediatricians to talk about gun safety, and to ensure that individuals convicted of domestic abuse do not possess firearms. Arizona, know this. Democrats are the adults in the room. We are working on common sense solutions to the issues that matter to you and your families. I was proud to work with my colleagues in the House and Senate on these priorities. So thank you to my colleagues. Thank you all for being here. We're now happy to answer any questions you have.